Good morning, everybody! Welcome to 5D Full Disclosure, Heaven on Earth. We are the First Contact Ground Crew team. And I'm Buddha.
I'm Jerry Pie.
And we welcome all of you. Such a beautiful morning. Finally got a little cold for us, but it's still very nice, and we're very grateful, and we're very honored to be here with you guys this morning. Please take a moment to share.
Sorry, I'm having tech difficulties, so carry on. I'm just gonna try and do something, okay?
Please take a moment to share. Please take a moment to let everybody know it's time for the morning Ascension gathering.
Okay. So, Telegram, I'm gonna have to restart you, loves. I'll be one moment. So, normally if I press this, it unmutes.
Probably have to restart your phone.
Okay.
It's all good.
Yeah.
It's all good. It's just techie stuff, man.
You know, they love to play with my phone.
Well, Jerry likes to cripple her phone. She's a superpower user. She's got 20 million apps running at one time, trying to do 20 million tasks at one time.
And 20 million, not true. Okay? Calling it out. Power off. Say hello. YouTube, Facebook. We love you. Technology, we do not love you. Web of Light, we love you. Mama God, we love you. Cabal.
Yeah, take a moment to just share, settle in. Hope you got your coffee. Hope you've taken your deep breaths. We practiced a little Qigong this morning already, so I'm feeling a lot better. I got up, I'm like, oh man, I didn't want to get up, but it just seems like time is really speeding up for us. It's just like really going fast. So it's why it's so important to be present in these moments and really just be in that constant, like, divine non-attachment constantly, always just let it all go. Do not try to control the outcome. Just know that God has the details. God has your back. And unfortunately, I mean, the true reality of it is it's actually very fortunate that you don't have control, and you don't need to have control. That's the beauty of what is happening is you have to reinstill your trust with God. You trust God, you trust love. The details handle themselves. Clarity can really be present when you know God has your back. And that's part of what we're here to do, is to re-heart you that God has your back. Not only are you God, right? Not only do you have the capacity to co-create heaven on earth, you don't have to do it all yourself. You could just be and be present and be in your breath. Enjoy the experiences. Enjoy the moments when things aren't going perfect, because it's those imperfections that make it grand. You sit there and try to make everything so perfect, it just sets you up for failure.
Yeah, I feel the unfortunate thing is this has been such a massively long, arduous war, spiritually, that this amnesia to do with our contract, obviously we came down here and agreed that we would have amnesia. And we're so in tune with the left brain activities, because that was what we were born into. In fact, when we were in utero, we were already plugged into the left side of the brain, which is the AI, which is the program. So it's almost an impossible mission. Almost being, we wouldn't have made it without Prime Source Creator, because she studied the program. She came in as Amy Carlson in a physical vessel, an embodied mother of all creation in her adult life. But she always spoke to angel guidance. She always saw the elementals, all of the creatures of her planet speaking with her. She spoke to the rocks, she spoke to water, she spoke to flowers. She never was in the program. So when she observed and researched what was going on, everything was fascinating to her. She wasn't attached. She didn't get triggered. She didn't get annoyed. She didn't have these emotions because she was already in 5D. Mm-hmm. And that was how, through her words and through her first contact ground crew team before I came to mission, something clicked. It's like, this is different. This is different from anything I have ever come across. I don't know what it is, but it fucking resonates. And that is your ticket. When you have those feeling centers and you know the truth, you vibrate, you hear the frequency, you feel the frequency. Anytime mom speaks, you feel it. You see it in her eyes. I witnessed in person God, and I glitched. I had so much doubt. And mom looked at me in the eye and she said, Robin says, you have doubt. And it was true. That doubt is going to come in because there's such a cognitive dissonance of what we were told God was. And every single program is layered with that. And so you have to really have this divine trust that your knowing secures that connection. That knowing that you come and listen to us day in, day out, knowing that what we are saying is absolutely true. Why? Because we have walked the path. As mom walked the path. We don't preach to know anything other than from our experience and the wisdom that was imparted to us by God herself. Mm-hmm. So when you hear words that trigger you, that make you uncomfortable, we encourage you to take the leap and actually do something crazy, it's on you. It's on you. You feel that battle. You feel that fight. It's like, I really need to leave this relationship. It's so dysfunctional. Oh my God, I'm going to kill her or I'm going to kill him. Oh, but it's too hard. I gotta move out. I gotta tell my friends. I gotta tell her she's gonna have a hernia. I gotta do this. It's like the ego's already hijacked you before you even said boo. So that is the cleverness of this whole game, is that you need to be the master of your energies, and it ain't gonna lie. And it's gonna get not better. It's going to incrementally make you suffer more and more and more until, guess what? You either have two choices. You put it in the too hard basket, not deal with it, shut off, numbness, disconnect, be miserable, pretend, be fake. That's all good, but it's slowing you down. That leap of faith is actually making a decision to leave something that isn't working for you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this true reality is about being your authentic self. It's not holding anything in. It's really being able to be a master communicator, being able to just feel into your environment, recognizing the wholeness of it all, that we aren't separate. You know, we're all in this together. And when you can really hold on to that and move from that place, things become easier. Now, the more resistance you have, the more stubborn you want to be, they will get harder. They will seem like things are just going to implode more, where God will show you are not in control. Doesn't matter how big your savings fund is. Doesn't matter how well you did on the SAT scores. Doesn't matter what degrees you have. God is in control. God has won. Love has won. Now we just got to let it play out. And the beautiful thing is that we get to co-create it. That means that whatever brought you joy as a child, you get to bring into manifest now. You know, if you love playing soccer as a child, football, you know, now you'll have more moments to really anchor that in, to play, to have fun. You know, humanity forgot how to have fun, and it got hijacked by sex, drugs, and rock and roll. You know, and it became an escapism. Something comes up, oh, I need a drink. Something comes up, oh, where's my lover at? You know, everything became externalized. And that's where they hooked you. Because they took your power away. Why? You kept externalizing. You kept looking outside of yourself to try to fill a void that was unfillable. Only way you were filling that void is through the heart, through going within, recognizing that you don't need to get married, right? To be happy. You know, and congratulations to my brother. He just recently got engaged. But it did struck a chord on me. It struck a deep chord in me because he mentioned that one of the main reasons he was getting married because he was tired of being alone.
Woo!
So, energetically, that's a complete setup.
Oh my God.
If you are afraid to be alone and you are externalizing and trying to fill this void outside of you, you are setting yourself up. You are setting yourself up for failure. Mom has always said all relationships have started in dysfunction here on this planet. So they will end in dysfunction. If your relationship starts in dysfunction, you are setting yourself up to break it down through that dysfunction. Which is why it's so important you have God first. You put God first in everything. And she will organically lay it all out for you so long as you have your sight on the goal, right? Ascension, planetary ascension. It's not about you. It's not about me. It's about the whole, the collective. So if you're wanting to get married because you're lonely and you can't be happy with yourself, it's something to look at. You cannot continue to try to externalize and fill this void. For what? Everything you have, everything you need is already within you.
Yeah, that's the paradox. Because everything is in separation, so it seems. And until you break those barriers down and break those belief systems, challenging them, actually doing something bold. You know, there's so many anomalies, there's so many variations to the theme. I have aunties who haven't had children, and that's their contract. They contract to transform all the judgment that they have because they chose not to have children, and the kind of unworthiness that they feel because a woman in this society, as per the darkness, want us to have children, want us to keep busy, want us to suffer because we can't afford it. That's the theme. It's like the picket fence, the white wedding, the fucking baby shower, the birthdays. It's pretty. It ain't real.
Oh, I was scrolling through the TV just the other day, and they had like the bride channel, like the and then like I left it on for a moment just to see, and it was as if every woman was having a breakdown because it was so stressful to have everything perfect. Like they put such amount of pressure on the individual, on the woman to like,
I mean,
manifest this fantasy.
Hen parties, bachelor parties, party, 25th anniversary, 50th anniversary. How much do you owe the bank right now? Oh, wedding. Honeymoon.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, come on. Oh, no, now we need the holiday.
Yeah.
We can't afford it. We'll put it on the credit card.
Yep.
We'll just start a new one. That's it. It's like, when does it end? When does it end? How many parties are you bored of till you stop going? I can't stand many parties. I'm not good at it. And for my wedding, I wore a sarong. A sarong's just like a sheet of this. It's like, no. You're a rebel. You have rebelled against something. Otherwise, you wouldn't be sitting here listening to these words. Keep going. You know what I mean? Fight. Stand up. Feel the judgment from others. Feel the shame that comes up when you felt like you've done something wrong. It's very hard to be living in a small village and not putting a mask on in the shop and they're all looking at you with daggers. It's very hard to challenge the PA, the council of the school, to say, no, that's wrong. Everything is working against you because you shine the brightest. You need to stand in that power. So Kat says, 3D tech has no chance in these heavenly high energies. Ha ha. Orgo says, and we love you too. Kyle says, hi Jerry, so much intense that is happening right now, especially here in the Philippines. Get him, Kyle. Much love to you, both of you. We love you. Happy Throat Chakra Expression Day. Love y'all, from Ashra. Good morning, Taylor. And Mother Mary says, God morning, love family. I surrender to love for the highest good for all creation. I love you, Mama God. I love you, Fam Bam. Love you, Mary. Asha says, I'm happy I get to tune in. I've missed you guys. I haven't had Wi-Fi, so it's being when I am free and can get it. I, however, have to. It's set up for the 16th of this month permanently. Thank Mom. Yippee! Argoth says, a man should be 51% masculine and 49% feminine. Yep, balanced harmonics. And respectively, a woman should be 51% feminine and 49% masculine. In order for true peace, true respect, and true equality for the entire world, we must have a balanced harmonic. How else will we obtain true peace? No one likes a war, because that which is most sacred in all existence is life. We fear for our friends and loved ones when they go off to war, for the fear of never seeing them again. Everyone seeks peace. However different their ideals may be, they in their own minds seek peaceful days, days full of life and happiness. Life is made up of energy. Life is energy. Energy is measured in waves. Sound, an energy wave. Sight, a light wave. Light can also be converted into electricity used to power our technologies. Correct. Touch, an energetic transfer to brain synapses, which triggers an electric impulse that tells you when you've made physical contact. Smell, gaseous odors carried on the waving wind. Do you see? Life is energy. Energy will autonomously harmonize no matter how long it takes. You can fight it or you can accept it. Or you can aid in the harmonizing of the world. We all want true peace. But what are we willing to do to fight for what we all truly want? Unconditional love towards everyone in and on this world is a good step in the right direction. Get 'em, brother. Beautiful words. I'm going to post that on the website if I may. That's beautiful. Okay.
Awesome. Yeah, thanks for sharing. And when you can get to that space of knowing everything around you is energy, everything you say, how you feel, what you do, it all matters, right? They're not just words. Everything is energy and can no longer hide. And that's the beauty of how Mom has set everything up. She's set it up in such a way now where there's no denying the fuckery that is going on this planet. There's no denying how much we have allowed ourselves to be enslaved to these depths. And the beauty of this is as you begin to awaken and pull yourself out of this shithole, you can experience states of joy never possible. You can experience states of happiness that you would have never been able to access had you not experienced those deep, dark depths of hell, right? So, just think about the yin and the yang, the dark and the light. They all serve the whole. They all complement each other. And so don't get so attached to anything. Just allow the experience. Know that this is happening for the greater good. And if there's one thing we have experienced on the team is the constant shift of timelines. It is a constant readjustment, right? If you go into that whole self-service energetic, you will see the karma of not serving the greater good of all, and it will show you, the energy will show you, if you do that, this XYZ will happen, so you might not want to do that. And then you do it anyways. XYZ happens, you're like, no, I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have chose that. I should have went this way. Whatever that case, whatever it looks like for you, the patterns are becoming more and more clear. It's becoming easier to recognize when things are repeating themselves. And then you could be like, oh, it's happening again. Okay, here comes my test. Here comes my test. I got this one. I got it. Mm-hmm. And then you pass and you level up.
You know you're evolving when you're having a conversation that is different from yesterday's with the same person. I know many people where it's just the same bullshit weather conversation, what did you do on the weekend? Or arguing about Q and why can't you see? Mm-hmm. Why can't you see what I see? Oh, well, I'll believe it when it comes out. Well, it'll be too late. It's a waste of time. If you've had 3 conversations with them with the same topic and you hit heads, drop it. Mm-hmm. Interestingly, Aurora shared a beautiful article at Channeling yesterday. And the third waiver is, according to this article, it ain't anything you're going to do, you're going to say, that's going to change their path. They are meant to wake at the 11th hour. What she advised is to stay well clear of them. Get out of their way. That means you then conserve your energy into other grander things, such as working on your higher self-embodiment, working on your triggers, working on stopping externalizing every experience so that you start to blame everyone else but yourself. Because it ain't anyone's fault. This is in divine timing. They say that September is going to be a really huge month. We let that information go. We're not attached. We've been down that road before.
Every month is huge, guys. Every month, if you're paying attention, you're in your heart. You can see these drastic changes going on.
Yeah, Bobby says, yep, stopped arguing. Took me many moments to get that one. Many lessons, repeatedly, right? Finally got it. Can't save anyone. Can't wake them up. Be love. That's what we do. Be the divine shining example. That's all. Mm-hmm. We're not the savior. We ain't saving nobody but ourselves. Yeah. Mom already did it, okay? You're not God. Well, you are God, but you're not the God.
Right.
Right, that's also something to be dissolved in these moments.
And just knowing, the cabal knows the givers have weak spots. And so they'll hijack you based on what you think is doing good actually becomes serving a black hole. Mm-hmm. Mom had that experience where, she helps everybody. She wants to help everybody. But she had to develop boundaries and discernment because otherwise she was just spreading herself too thin. Yeah. And for many moments she wanted to help the homeless. She was helping the homeless. Till finally the angels came to her and said, you need to stop helping the homeless. The homeless have put themselves here to have these experiences. They want to be in that position for their soul growth. And so it made sense. And you cannot continue to try to save everybody. You cannot continue to try to save people who don't want to be helped. They need to have these experiences for their spiritual development. And so when you can detach, zoom out, and kind of have that observation perspective of like, okay, I'm not going to dabble in that no more. I'm not going to continue to feed my energy to something that is just sucking my energy dry. And as she shifted, she began to recognize that the people that needed to hear what she had to say would come when the time was right. You didn't have to go out and search. It was more like just hold that space of light, be that beacon of light, and those who are ready to hear will appear.
Yep. I wanted to share Mom's message. It is a continuation from yesterday. Very grateful that technology is supporting this stream today. It was super frustrating yesterday. Okay, here we go. What? What is that?
Well, we're ready.
Okay, go.
Received information that many of humanity are being targeted when they begin awakening to put them back to sleep. They experience a glimpse of reality, then go back into unconsciousness. So the illusion can continue to have a food source. This is being done as the powers who were are running scared and desperate to remain their illusionary control. However, their time is up, and the incoming energy momentum will assist us in the revealing of this truth. The other information we have gathered is we have minions in the Lightworker community who are acting as handlers to keep the illusion fed. Since we have received this information, both of these are being handled by love now. Love is on the move on planet Earth, Eagle Heart. There are two ways now. One is on the downward spiral, the other of us, in the oneness energy, in service to love on this planet, are on the upward. Quoted from James Gilliam. I hate to burst the bubble of many New Agers, but there's an interdimensional kind of war which is being acted out, as above, so below. The below is the gross, uneven disperse of wealth, the planned obsolescence, the enslavement through dependency, the pollution and destruction of the environment, as well as the manipulation and mind control through various mediums. The above is the archons, the minions, who feed off the negative emotions, the pain, the suffering, sadness, sorrow, fantasies, and illusions. They have manipulated humanity through the network, which is filled with false dreams, the American dream, desires, wants, and needs, including the need for acceptance and approval by social consciousness through external means. These manufactured desires are all external and designed to keep everything external, trapping souls in the physical 3D reality. They focus on the first three chakras: survival, sex, and power, even using those close to you to hit you in the fourth chakra to take you out of love and into confusion, pain, and suffering. There is a story of Buddha's awakening where the Dark Lord uses fear, tsunamis, hordes of demon fires, and his own sexy daughters, his own wrath, all to pull Buddha from his center, to trap him back into 3D reality he was transcending. This is happening on a grander scale because the minions are losing their battle with the fifth, sixth, and seventh dimensional beings, the very source itself. They are pulling out all the stops, using everything at their disposal to keep the awakening gods, which is you, trapped in believing the lie in the 3D reality, and that's all there is. And in this lies your security. Many are falling, going back to what they believe is security, trying to recreate the past, and completely sabotaging their awakening, their agreements with their higher selves, their spiritual families, and the very source itself. In some cases, those observing on high are just shaking their heads, almost in disbelief, at the self-sabotaging choices and actions carried out by wounded egos. These higher beings know soul evolution will not be stopped. The reactions to actions against universal law cannot be avoided. And try as it might, the wounded egos will experience the lessons, no matter how hard they may be, to get back on track with soul evolution and with spirit. These higher beings also know it is not the destiny of this earth to fall into the hands of the archons, the minions, nor be under the control of their network. You need to trust. Allow those who have chosen the path of the ego, the false security of the external, to have their lessons, no matter how hard it may be. It is time to practice loving detachment, set some firm boundaries, and be an example by refusing to participate in the dramas of those who have chosen to act in ways that are self-serving, impacting those around them, humanity, and the earth in a negative manner. The ultimate power is love. Many will fall, even those closest to you. Yet now is the time to rise up. Yet now is the time to rise up to the new fifth dimensional energies rather than join those who have chosen the downward spiral. Know that this too shall pass. It is a process. Hopefully, when it all gets sorted out, after some really hard lessons, you just might see those who fell on the other side of this shift. This will be those who are not seeking help, choosing not to participate in the awakening and the healing process, and continuing with their ego driving their destiny to save themselves. We no longer have the luxury of dragging them along, nor should we. It is time to step out of the minion network. Know it for what it is, and realize it's on the way out. Know it will do everything in its power to create as much chaos, pain, fear, and suffering possible to maintain its sick little world. Hang out with and support the real way showers, the ones who are empowering you to make your own personal God, Spirit, Creator connection. Break the bonds of enslavement due to external needs, the need for acceptance and approval outside of self, and attachments to people, places, and things. The old external 3D ways are coming to a close. The balance between internal and external, Christ consciousness, where God knows itself to be, man, woman, and man, woman know themselves to be gods, is coming and is here. It is time to flow with it, become it. In the days to come, trying to hang on to the past, the old ways, the old world will become the greatest insecurity and hold the hardest lessons. It is time for right living. It is time for right choices and right actions.
Yeah.
Well, end of quote. For those in the oneness energies, your activations to the higher grid are underway. In the months ahead, each month will become grander, more grander than the moment and month before, as love energy moves through the planet. Just like the Kundalini energy. Be present and go with the flow. Allow, accept, and embrace. Let all the illusion fade away so the real may enter. It's the end of the road for all egos. When the seed begins to grow, which was the ego, the seed is no more. Gaia portal update. Spheres of light are released from Gaia portals at this time. As shells of old paradigms are cracked, spheres of light are released as well from individual beings. This may appear to some as an effervescence of light, appearing in regions formerly viewed as stagnant or neutral or dark. The effervescence of light spheres results from the release of ego pressure from individuals as well as cultures of all types throughout Gaia. Resting during periods of physical tiredness encourages ego shell cracking. End of quote. And quoted from Dennis. We are heading for a wondrous world of love and abundance. We should prepare and adjust ourselves to behavior that resonates with such a world. That is the work we have to do within. I think our Father, Mother God will ring the bell at the moment enough of us agree on this, the perfect moment. So, are we ready? End of quote. Decreed by heaven. Big shifts are underway. The bell is ringing. All 12 million ground crew are getting into position for the next facet of this part of the divine plan. Peace, disclosure, and contact. This is the divine plan manifesting now on planet Earth, equal heart. Remember, loves, we are not in a time linear schedule. We are in a divine one. Thank you for spreading these messages to others and keeping your hearts open and staying tuned in. And transmission in all love is unconditionally. We are so in love with humanity. Love the Galactic Free Press staff, humanity's Earth allies, and the First Contact Ground Crew team. We love you.
Wow.
Mama G with the sinks coming in hot. Oh my God. Talking about Buddha.
I had just mentioned like the sex, drugs, and rock and roll, and how like
Everything.
That they're pulling us all out.
External, internal.
Such a beautiful connection to have that. Once she goes to unmute it when it... What? What did I just see right now? I don't know.
He wasn't triggered.
Oh, wow. That's like, wow, okay. Yeah, just to see that, like, wow, Mom, like, it's just like a continuous confirmation of our connection and all the connection we made here in this lifetime and over many lifetimes. You know, Mom and I would always tend to sync up with our laughter. We had a very similar experience with our laughter. You know, our laughter triggers people. Our laughter is loud. It penetrates walls. You know, her and I had very similar stories of going to restaurants, laughing, and next thing you know, the whole restaurant like stops and looks at you. And I can't tell you how many times I would have just my natural laugh and people would stop and look at me and I'd be like, oh, I did it again, didn't I? I did it again. Like, where I would just have these outbursts of laughter where for me it's just completely normal, but for anyone around me, their hair sticks up on their back and they're like, what is that? I've never heard so much laughter. What could be so funny?
I mean, joy triggers people, you know. Mom was chucked out of restaurants. It was not fun for her. She wasn't going to dampen her light. That wasn't what she came here for. She came here to show everyone the truth of what it was to be God consciousness, Christ consciousness. Every single lifetime she was castigated. She was like boo-hooed in the most like severe form. Any lifetime she was either killed or like shafted, like thrown stones at. I'm talking like the Madame Blavatsky timeline. I never knew much about it, but I researched a little bit, and Madame Blavatsky came to America. That was Mom. And for those who know of Madame Blavatsky, you will know that she played a very significant role in bridging the realm of the light. 5D, exactly as Jesus did in her lifetime, that time, as what Mom did in this lifetime. Madame Blavatsky was ahead of her time. But her work paved the way for many inventions, it was like the foundation for a lot of the inspiration that famous people had at that time. Rudolf Steiner being one of them. I mean, Einstein, I feel, maybe, but she was a mentor for a lot of artists as well as up-and-coming inventors. And her work had to carry on. But everyone bagged her. Everyone ridiculed her. They discredited her. Does that theme sound familiar? Yes. But now, like, the truth has to come out. It has to be told. Her story has to be told. And her divine justice is coming. Everything is gonna come to light. That means the Q movement is only part of the journey to you waking up to yourself. The Q, whatever, JFK Jr., whatever, Princess Diana, no one is coming back to save you, okay? Okay. Just so you know. But Mom, Prime Source Creator, is gonna be coming back so that all of humanity will be on the same page. So that we can experience her in her full glory. To know that we knew the truth, no matter what was slung at us, no matter the hypocrisy, the abuse, and like, anyway, there's a lot of stuff that goes on when you come to mission. A lot of judgment, a lot of people like hate you, basically. Don't want to be with, I don't know, like they love you and hate you. They wanna spew words at you. But I love you so much, but come back. Because we miss you and you're such a great mother. Or you're such an awesome person. And yeah, we just want you back normal where you were in that box.
Yeah, all the conditional love starts showing itself. I try to go back home to pick up my bass. My mom's like, nope, I sold your bass. I'm like, what? She's like, yeah, I sold it. And I'm like, well, okay. She's like, well, if you come back home, I'll buy you a new one. I'm like, what? Like, you realize, like, this is the most important mission on the planet, and you want me to succumb to your conditional love? You know, and that just goes along with all of humanity. You know, the cabal, your controllers, they have conditional love for you. If you're not an obedient cattle piece, if you're not an obedient sheeple, you will be blacklisted, right? If they can't use you for energy source later, if you're not falling in line with the rest of the sheeple, they'll make your life more challenging, more difficult. And so, you know, this is the spiritual war we're all up against.
Yep.
This is where we have to have boundaries for ourselves. You know, although humanity, all they're doing is working their asses off. Though, for those who are working, they're working just to come home to drink, have sex, and do it all over again. And it's just this vicious cycle where humanity has been hijacked and stuck in a loop where all they keep doing is repeating the same thing over and over again with no real change. Because they're not doing the work, the spiritual reflection of like, oh, well, maybe I shouldn't masturbate so much, you know? Maybe I shouldn't be overindulging in all these pleasures just to keep me distracted, right? You have something in front of you that is so important, so necessary right now for you to come into your own, for you to be your greatest, grandest version. That doesn't mean you go out there and into these overindulgences, right? That's what they want you to do. They want you to get lost in the sex, drugs, and rock and roll so you can continue to be a good old slave.
Yeah, command your energies into right action. Even if you don't know what that looks like, book a session.
Yeah.
It's currently 50% off.
50% off. What?
We're really encouraging everyone who has not experienced a session to trust. We ain't selling you shit, okay? We're saying what is highest for you. Because we did it against the doubt, against the procrastination, against like the ego saying, nah, you don't need that.
I did want to read Faith's post.
Sure, love.
Looks like Aora just put it up, but
a new one?
We Are the Universe, God Experience in Itself.
What time was it posted
This was
at?
30 minutes ago.
Yeah, that's new. Cool.
I know.
It's just Mickey has his hand up. That's cool. Please read.
No.
Me Joe. Welcome, Me Joe, brother. You're unmuted.
Good morning in the States, everyone. Love you, family, and everyone listening. We're in the night time here in up yonder, Australia, back in Oz. I've just wanted to share how grateful I am to be able to be on the Telegram chat today. And it's been quite a journey the past 8 weeks for me. And yeah, definitely being Blue Day, I'd love to just express really short and sweet Buddha. Sex, drugs, rock and roll, speed, weed, birth control, life's a bitch, and then you die, so fuck the world and let's get high. That's what I had in my upbringing, and
wow.
I feel that, you know, being joining the Aussie Fractal here has been three things. It's been fake versus real. It's been nothing versus keeping it real consistently. It's been during moments feeling piss and energy versus unconditional love and love everywhere present. And I feel also just to mention that in Australia, with my own journey, my upbringing as well, we've had a bit of a cycle of always being 5 to 7 years behind the States, which are you guys, and how I had my own pissant energy was growing up was downloading like the shows like the OC and Lost, just as they were aired in America. I would download it and burn it onto a CD using technology like a VCD, Nero burning ROM or whatever from a torrent site, and or I'd borrow someone would do it from my class, and this was like back in, I would say, back in the 2000s, not even like between 1999 to 2004, and this was high school for me, and this energy of pissant energy or energetics is rehearted from mother sharing with faith. It's just about following the hive, and where one goes we all go, and that's not the same thing. Mother's journey, just like has been shared, has been being the black sheep in your family and standing up for the truth and expressing yourself no matter what, and whatever that looks like, has been these things maybe we've heard before, and it's true. Being the black sheep is probably the best way to, the best thing for me to re-heart me and to remember that I am love, and I am light, and I am beautiful, and I am worthy of all love is. And if I'm going to go to a restaurant, or I'm going to go somewhere, and I'm not going to stand up for my truth, then I've got to work on myself more. And being, just in my experience, just quickly, to end this, I've been in hospital in a mental ward, and I couldn't tell you if I was unconscious for the first 2 days to 2 weeks that I was here. I can't tell you what the outside of the hospital looks like. And I can tell you now that one brother, Joel Hunter, is the only one that's come to visit and support me, other than my family, which is in another state. And I'm sorry if this is triggering or whatever, but at the same time, this is passion coming through, and I love you all, and I'd love to hear what Faith has written as well.
We love you, brother.
Hey,
Thanks
Joe.
for sharing.
Yeah, thank you, love. This is a very important... Thank you, love. I'm just going to mute you. I'm just going to speak into your experience. It's very important to really hear Mijo's story, only because there's a massive hijack of the ego, especially those that are closest to mom, with drugs and superego. And this is something we have observed, that a lot of, or not a lot, but a few succumb to these fantasies, or just like revert back to drugs, because the ego, obviously we had holes in our brains that really do not support us being strong, do not support us in our journey. And so any which way that the unconscious energies can come in through your vessel, it will. Mm-hmm. And those are your weaknesses, your Achilles heel. Mm-hmm. It only takes a moment and then you're out. And that long journey is the gift that mom gives you as an experience, so you can really go down to the bottom of that barrel and say, this is it. This is the last time. And it's not to have like judgment on yourself. It's not to beat yourself up. It's not to be shamed of. We support the journey however it looks. So the more people share about their experiences, about the mental ward, the more it becomes the norm. Mm-hmm. There is no shame. Mm-mm. Mental wards are full of awoke beings.
That's why they stuffed you in there.
Mostly fucking awoke beings. Same as homeless people, same as like anyone who chooses not to be a sheep.
Yep.
That is the truth. So take a moment to listen to your brother. Take a moment to listen to your sister. Do not judge their experience. Mm-hmm. You're only judging yourself. What are you afraid of? Mental wards is a cabal-made construct to put people away who are shouting out truth, who are shining too bright. Drugs was a sure way for them to squash the light in you. Alcohol, drugs. Beautiful, amazing ascension tools, when used properly, can take you to a higher plane. Connect to your angel guidance. Open up your chakra systems. In the lower, in the unconsciousness, in the needs, wants, and desires of ego, that will spiral you away from God. So we really value, thank you, Mijo, for your vulnerability. This is really important, especially for the masculine.
Yeah, you know, he's a grand example of the vulnerability being the new strength, right? To be able to sit there and just pour his heart out. That's the new strength. He's being an example for, my whole body's lighting up as I'm saying it, but to be the example, to cry and be vulnerable and really share what you're going through, that is the new leadership. That is the new strength. You know, to be able to be that example, it just speaks volumes to a lot of sleeping masculine out there who are really stuck in their shit and really stubborn, don't want to change, yet they're somehow listening to this live stream, right? You're listening to this live stream because this message is for you. This message is for those who aren't willing to change but know that there's something that needs to happen. And that's because all fingers need to go like this. Point right back at you. Because it is, everything that you are experiencing outside of you is a creation that is coming from within.
Yep. So Mike says, love you, Mijo. Marcel, brother, we love you so much. Richard says, I had fun in the nut house. Our Charity says, love you so much, me. You got this. Marcel says, I've been sectioned 4 times. You know what? It's not a bad thing. It's a good experience. Kat says, body light-ups, the declared insane ones, the declared crazy ones, didn't fit in the 3D narrative, so they banned you from life. These beings simply know more of the truth of their heart. Unconditional love. The mind can't grasp it. Nope. Oh, interesting. Richard says, they gave me 2 implants. Mother removed them. Joy reigns. Thank you. Marcel says, when I was sectioned, I knew what the cabal was doing. And I mean, Hunger Games. Perfect disclosure.
It's also known as a documentary.
Right? What happens? You pit each other against each other. Fight one another. Be busy with that. Survival. We'll make weather for you. Bring on the rain. Bring on the ants. Bring on something else. It is staged. Meanwhile, the cabal are having a ball because you think that is real. That's the life. And so what happens when you start to see the truth? They take someone you love away. Pump drugs in you. Fucking make you go psychotic so that you don't know what the fuck you're doing, whether you're conscious, unconscious. And shout out to the beings who keep fighting. Shout out to our brother Joel for giving a hand when Mijo was just looking for someone to help him. That is the real story of unconditional love. That is what gives us body light-ups. That is the glue that keep this team together with everyone who is out there supporting Mom. This is what family is about. That no matter what happens, you are always welcome. Unconditional love, open arms. Thank you, Mijo. We love you.
All right. We are the universe, God experiencing itself by Archaea Faith. We're currently in a very intense days uncovering deeper wounds and aspects of programming. Higher levels of awareness, patience, and energetic focus is essential for riding the waves of your challenging moments. Slowing down in the physical, ensuring purity of thought, word, and action is essential to align in perfect right action, thus manifesting higher experiences. Practice makes perfect. We are the universe, God experiencing itself. So experience. This journey is layers, and 3D is the illusionary layer. The story, our ego, edging God out, creates and attaches to justify itself. Through the filter of the ego, we experienced a hollow hell walk. As we awaken, the ego makes it a struggle to pull out. When the ego is challenged, the conscious being has the opportunity to surrender, to let it go. This is simply a journey of letting go. Being love and simple service is bliss. Getting through this process requires full trust and allowance of the integration. We begin to see that existing at the illusionary level, the level implemented by the Cabal, has had us in less than even semi-conscious states, medicated, dueled, operating as slaves. When you awaken, when you wipe the dust from your long closed eyes and allow the heart to glimpse out from behind its barbed wire and walls, you will see a playground of limitless joy, abundance, and the eternal queendom of heaven. And all you were programmed to believe falls away with your surrender to the heart. Breathe. Do not listen to anything lower coming through. Do not act from lower thought. Do not allow lower word. Vibrations can be felt. You alone are the master of your frequency. As being chose to embody and defend the ego, they fall out of the fully connected heart space. The moments we find ourselves in are so precise, destined in the stars, and only true, full, deep, consistent divers will master this process. She chose you for this work, for your love of Gaia, connected deep to those truth, to these 2-3 magnitude of this journey. Is this what your heart beats for? All will receive back when they put out there. We always have been, but now it is faster and intensified. You are closing every facet of your experiences. If you have found higher truth, it is because your soul called out for it. Be grateful, do grateful for the miracle you are walking. Doubt, fear, anxiety, anger, blame, all of the thoughts barreling in fueled by these energies will suck you down deeper and deeper into the unconsciousness and disconnection it fed. This could be heaven or this could be hell. You are choosing. You are creating. Complaining, gossiping, competing, choosing suffering. This is the global disease, causing all physical disease experienced. Period. It's about to get real, everybody. Being gentle, compassionate, surrendering, practicing presence, entering observer, non-reaction is critical. Whole heart, full feeling, ceremonies, automatic writing, tree meditations, mirror techniques, do your work. Spiritual discipline is the same frequency as self-love. Slowing down to connect in and speed up. If you don't stop and check in with your heart and soul regularly, you will walk yourself right off the plank and find yourself drowning. Better yet, harness such self-love that you remain checked in. Take the reins of your experience. Accept you must consciously get yourself out of the programming. Will not happen automatically for you. You are a part of God. This planet is her body. All on it and within it are her atoms, and all will come to light. Grateful eternally to our divine Mother Gaia, all returning to you. By Archaea Faith of the First Contact Ground Crew Team.
Wow.
Beautiful.
I just got body light ups in the right hemisphere. It's still going. Nice. Thank you, Faith. Love you. I mean, that's perfect for these moments. It's posted on our website already? Yes. Laura posted it. So do visit our website for more 5D energy updates. It's 5dfulldisclosure.org. So Pam's on YouTube saying, I was in what I called the Pink Floyd Insane Asylum in Hilo, Hawaii. It wasn't even a hospital. They gave me 3 times the amount of Haldol. 13 days I was in there before Michigan arrived. Love you, Pam. Keep fighting.
Spiritual discipline card?
Yeah, sure. Oh my god, I wanted to share one of the clips from the Daily Disclosure show. If it
Those
will
are
play.
not clips. Those are the entire shows.
4 minute 57 or 2 minute 41. This is live stream.
Oh, I'm
chat.
sorry. I thought I was reading 54 minutes.
Sure. So, here we go.
369 is the continuum.
Wait, let me stop that. When you're ready. Okay.
369.
You should raise your volume up.
It's basically 0 point. Creating a 0 point energy. That's what 369 is. And I know Buddha's fascinated with drawing Merkabas and stuff, and I have this really, really nice picture explaining this what's this, hexagon, or hex is 8, so it's
No,
six.
hexagon
Dodecahedron.
is 6. Oh, yeah.
Draw, if you look on the side, the strings behind it, right? Oh, it's all good, I can do it here. There we go. Then I can see. You see, there's 2 triangles, right? Joining those coils. So basically what that does, and if you sit on this side too, it's actually better. You got the coils, right? So basically what that is doing is creating a continuum, because the coils within the balls are looping into the coils on the outside. And they just keep looping back and forth, so that energy is just going around in a continuum. The same way we operate as human beings. You know, it's just we have so much density, so many belief systems, so many injuries, physical things that are happening within our atoms, that continuum is not operating as it should be.
Yeah, that's a good point too. Of just like you can use the plasma in so many ways. I feel there's endless possibilities or ways that you can experiment with how it works.
Oh, there's so many ways to put it together too.
Yeah.
I mean, this is just 2 ways.